Hi Rishikesh, good afternoon. Thank you for joining in.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon,
Great.
and
So
thank you.
Rishikesh, how was your day so far?
So good. Today I am just waiting for an interview. So from morning I am studying and only waiting for when it will be 3 o'clock. So I am means waiting for it.
Understood. But
Excited for this interview.
yes. So I'll tell you what is today's situation. Since you have come for the interview, so this is for a job you have come. So I'll just brief you about the situation. Okay. So the situation is there
Yes,
is
sir.
an opening for a web developer. So we need someone who's good in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
you have applied as a fresher. Okay, this is the situation.
Yes,
So
sir.
uh, you whatever things you will have to say, you will have to say based on this situation that we are in. So we are the
Yes, sir.
interviewer,
Yes.
and you are applying for a vacancy as a web developer. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
yes. So Rushikesh, can you brief us something about yourself?
Yes, sir. Okay. First of all, good afternoon, sir. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. So, my name is Rushikesh Kulkarni, and I did my graduation in BTech from Arras Technological and Research Institute, which is in Hyderabad. And my stream of graduation is computer science and engineering. So, uh, basically, I'm a 2020 passed out, and my duration of course is 2016 to 20. And currently, my status is I am a fresher and looking for a job. So, and for that, I learned some technologies which are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and jQuery. So, these technologies I learned. And coming to my experience, basically, I told you that I am a fresher, but I have 1 month of internship experience in HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. So this is about my academics and work experience. And coming to my hobbies, first I love to play cricket. Means when I will get tired, I love to watch and play cricket. And same like that means my habit is to learn new technologies. So learning new technologies and searching about that. So this is something I do like to do. And also, I like to watch movies and yes, movies and web series for refreshing my
So
mind.
that's great.
Yes,
What is
yes.
the recent movie that you have watched?
Recent movie I watched was mm, that Telugu movie.
Okay,
Telugu means
that's a
I know
different
Telugu.
genre. That's good.
So the movie name is what? Sorry, that sorry, I am not getting that name. Uh,
Okay,
yes,
so no
it's the
issues. No,
Naveen Polishetty, you know, Naveen Polishetty.
no, I'm not a big fan
Sir,
of Telugu
he
movies, but yeah.
no, sir. He's a Hindi in Chichore. He done. We have seen
Okay,
that English video. His video English.
Okay.
That
okay.
he's Naveen
Let's
Polishetty.
leave that aside for a moment. Then you are getting too excited over Telugu movies. That's fine.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
that's good.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, so
Okay, and
as
also I means sorry, sir. Uh,
no, please continue.
yes, and this is about my hobbies. And coming to my
Okay,
strengths means I I'm a positive means my attitude is positive towards any situation. And second one is I'm a hard worker. And third is that patience. I think patience uh, like that guy Shraddha and Saburi. So like that. This is me. This is about me. So okay.
okay.
Thank you.
So I would, as you know, that you are you have applied for the position of a as a web developer. So I would like to know that why did you apply for this position?
for web development position. Okay. So, sir, when I was in my third year of my engineering, so there I went for an internship, and there we learned, my team learned HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. So that time means I enjoyed that things for developing HTML projects, HTML, CSS, developing web pages. That things I enjoyed. Means if I start that working on HTML, I means I don't know what the time is. So that's the I thought that this is my passion and I am enjoying this thing. I am loving this thing. So I will build my career in web development.
Okay, great. So if I have to ask you that in about 5 years of time, where do you see yourself? Then
Yes.
what would be your answer?
So after 5 years means I'm a means I'm a guy like who wants to learn so many things or so many technologies. So I will be open to learn everything or any technology. Means like in front end in my uh, stream, I like to do that. So after 5 years, I am looking me as a full stack developer in a reputed company. So like you, like your company. Yes.
So does that mean in 5 years of time you're going to leave our company?
No, sir. Means I am saying that I will be a full stack developer in your company after five
Okay.
years. Yes.
Okay, now company after 5 years, right? Okay, so what is one thing which you would want to improve about yourself?
Um, so basically, that's also my weakness. I bite nails when the situation is like in tensed or pressure. So I used to bite my nails. So I think that's the thing I have to work on, and it will be okay. Means I will remove that from my weaknesses. This weakness.
That's good. And yes, so suppose a situation comes like this that there is a project requirement. So are you willing to change your role or profile when required for a project?
Yes, sir. If it is for my company, it's a requirement for my company. So I will learn that thing, that technology, and I will work on that if
And are
it
you,
needs to be. Yes.
so you were mentioning that you are ready to be flexible, right?
Yes. But in my
And
stream,
in your stream. But my
uh,
question was that are you ready to change your role and profile if
yes.
it is required for a project in our company?
No, sir.
You
Because
won't.
I know means if it is in telecom field means I guess my answer is no. If
No,
it will
suppose,
be
no, in IT industry itself.
yes sir, yes, because it is my stream, sir. Yes, I will be ready.
Okay, so you are ready to work as a backend developer as well, and also you are ready to
Yes,
work as a front-end developer.
yes sir, yes.
But if I give you a role for a tech support, will you be working over there? Suppose, for example, that during few months, suppose I do not have any project where I
Yes sir.
can put you as a front-end developer. However, there is a role that is available right now in my company to work as a technical support, and you will get the same salary and perks of the company. So, will you be working for a tech support for the time being?
For a certain duration, if it needs to be or it's the requirement of company, then for my company I can do.
And as you mentioned that for a certain duration you are ready to do.
Yes.
So, in case it gets extended for a long time, so what will be your plan?
So I will try to means no sir, means I will tell my project manager or management that I am a front end developer or I am a web developer these are my skills, so I want to work on that. So please give me a project that that is on front end or web development. So it's or in IT. So,
Okay. And in case it is required that you will have to stay at night, you have to do a graveyard shift. Will you be available at that time?
yes, sir, I am available.
You will be available, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's good to know about you, Rushikesh. So we can definitely begin with our technical round. Okay. If you
Yes,
want,
sir.
you can have a glass of water.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, sir.
Yeah, before we beginning to the technical interview, I would like to ask one generalized question over your hobbies. Actually, do you know, Rishikesh, there is an IPL going on. Are you ever, means like, do you get chance to watch that matches?
Yes, sir. Means now it is postponed.
I think it is going on, not postponed. Yesterday, I watched one of the match, I guess, Kolkata versus Chennai match was there.
It's means highlights that one because postponed. IPL is postponed.
Okay,
Yes,
might be while watching, I didn't
highlights,
notice
highlights,
that.
highlights. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay, okay.
First of all, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Anand.
Yeah, okay.
Good afternoon, Rushikesh. Right. So, Rushikesh, the first question I would like to ask you is that about are you aware of pseudo buttons and all?
Yes, sir. Pseudo
Right.
element, pseudo.
Right. So, what is the pseudo element that we use for mobile phone?
No, means I know pseudo selectors. Pseudo elements, I think I don't know.
Okay. So, what is the pseudo selector that we basically use for mobile phone so that we can use it as a when since the hover element doesn't work in mobile, right? So, what
Yes.
is the pseudo selector that we use during in case of mobile phones?
We use focus and active for
And
that.
what is the work of focus?
So whenever we focus on that element, it will means keeps focus on that element like that. And if we give a hover effect to that, then it will change the background of that.
Okay. And as you mentioned that there is another state called as active state.
Yes.
So, what do you mean by active state, and how does it activate it?
Yes. So when we give a page or a web page, a active class, then that if suppose it is a navbar, so in that four links are there. So whenever we click that, if there is an active element, it will get the styles or will style that. That- Can I elaborate, sir?
Yes, if you want.
Yes. Means if it is a navbar links, suppose a dot active is there and we are giving it as a background color yellow. So whenever we give that active class to the uh, uh, links, every link, and whenever we click that link, that navbar button will open, and that means if it is a all named navbar, that will get a background yellow, and all are like the same as before. So this will do the active.
Okay. So, suppose there is a text, HTML text, okay, and it is in small letter. However, we want to change the design of the text to capital letters. So, what is the CSS property that you are going to use?
Text dot transform is used to change it, to change the case of um, letters. Text dot transform to the up
Text dot, is
dot
it
transform.
text dot transform?
Yes, sir. Text dot transform property and colon and uppercase.
Okay, understood. So what are universal selector?
So universal selector is declared by star mark. So in that, if we know a box model is there, so in that our browser engine has already some paddings and all that things in that. So it will do a 0 if I'm giving star selector inside curly braces padding as 0, then the our HTML page will start from the 0 padding. So like that we will give padding, margin and border box sizing, box sizing as a border box. So
What
it
do you
will,
mean by box sizing as border box?
yes. So our box is there. So it will, sorry sir, I don't know about border box.
Okay, no problem.
Yes sir.
Right. So as I'm asking some questions about CSS. So what are the different ways that we can apply CSS or styling to any HTML element or content? Yeah.
Yes, sir. There are three ways of styling HTML element or a web page. So first is inline CSS. Second one is internal CSS, and third one is external CSS.
So what do you mean by internal, external? Yeah.
Yes. So internal CSS means we will use our style our page in HTML page only. There we use a style tag and we will write our CSS properties. And coming to external CSS, it is a separate file which is a CSS file, and there we will write our CSS properties about our web page, and it is the means saved by, or the extension is .css of our file, CSS file
Okay.
external.
Suppose you have created an inline styling
Yes sir.
and you are trying to override that inline styling using an external CSS. Will you be able to do that? For example, suppose inline I'm
Yes sir.
giving a
Yes, yes, yes sir. Yes, because
so
our
Mhm.
can
Yes, please
means
continue.
our means I didn't means use that anytime, but I think our CSS file will execute after HTML file. So what will be the after one? It will be applied. So external
No, I
CSS.
guess all this internal CSS, external CSS has a priority level.
Oh,
So inline has got a greater priority than an external CSS. So you won't be able to override that.
okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Right.
sir. Thank you. I don't know that.
Amol, you want to ask me a question?
Yes. So Rushikesh, do you know what do means like viewport?
Hello, sir. Sorry, sir.
Viewport. Viewport.
Viewport. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you please explain about that?
Viewport is means the screen we see, or our web page which we are creating. So
Yeah.
yes, means that's the total screen window we are seeing. That is the viewport.
Okay. Do you know media query?
No, sir. Media query has didn't started it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Can you please tell me the difference between padding and margin?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Margin is applied to the element from means outside of the element. Means if we take a example of box model, there is a margin and a padding. So margin is given to the element from outside, and padding is given to the element from inside. Me-
Yeah. From outside means with respect to what?
with respect to element.
Element or element border?
Element border. Element border. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, and padding is given inside the border.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is a tag called doc type in HTML. So
Yes, sir.
we will return as like doc type space HTML.
Yes.
Do you know meaning of that? Means why we will include that, and
Yes, sir.
if we doesn't include that tag, and then what will happen?
Yes, sir. So doc type is a document type. This is the first, and it is used for in which type, telling the browser that in which type or HTML is. So if it is a doc type HTML, only HTML means it is a HTML5. Okay,
Okay.
and before that we used to do means in HTML4.3, in that we use DTD also in front of that document type data type document. So
Okay.
so doc type is used to tell the browser that document is in HTML or in which form, HTML5, 4, like that. And
Let's
if
say
we don't use HTML doc type HTML, the our means web page will create it, but where we have applied HTML4 properties, that won't work.
okay. Uh, so
Right.
can you yeah, can you please tell me the how many types of heading can an HTML document support?
Six type, six
Six
type.
type.
Yes,
Okay. Which are those?
um, that are denoted by H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6.
Right. So do you know the concept of positioning
Yes, sir. Yes,
CSS?
yes, yes, sir. I know.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So by default, what is the position of all the elements?
Static. Static is by default
Static.
position.
Okay. So there is something called as position relative and position absolute, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference between position relative and position absolute?
Yes, sir. Position relative means we position the element by its relation, means from its current position, and in position absolute we will move the element by uh, means from its position. Related positions means if element is here, from that position in relative it is moved, and in absolute it is moved from that means from that means something what
You can give an example and explain if you are if it is becoming difficult for you. So I was asking that what is the difference between relative position relative and position absolute? If you are facing
yes
difficulty, you can explain with the help of any example if you want.
yes sir means suppose there is a box and we are applying a relative position for that. So if you are giving a 2px position relative for that, then it will be moved from the elements only, means from inside the element only it will be from. Hello, my video is off, sorry.
Yes, it's on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from simple, sir, relative means it will be moving from its parent or its original position, and absolute means it will be moving from the whole position. It will not take that position, it will move from the whole position, total positions. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That is absolute.
Suppose right. So suppose there are two elements or two divs, if I have to say. Okay. Suppose one div I have to place one over the other. Then what is the property you will use to showcase that?
Two deeds. uh,
Two
One
divs.
second, just me recall.
Yeah.
Okay. Relative. No.
Relative? No, one over
Sorry.
the other that I'm speaking. So one is there.
Absolute.
It's like an overlap kind
Absolute.
of a thing.
Absolute.
Have you heard of Z index?
Yeah, no, no, sir. Means I
Not
heard, but
not
I
yet.
didn't study.
Oh, okay, no issue.
Means if we'll, yes, by default our elements are in static position. So if I will give that second element as a means position absolute, it will be uh, moving to the according to its body. Means parent element, it will select as a body, right? So it
Okay.
will be on. Yes,
Okay. Can you explain the difference between display none and visibility hidden?
sir. Sorry, sir.
The difference between
Display none.
display none and visibility hidden. So what is the difference between these two?
Yes. When we apply display none, it will remove the element also. Means it will remove the space. So and when we apply visibility none, it will keep that place as it is, and other means other elements can't move to the that position because the elements space is as it is.
Elements space I didn't get. Means what is the meaning of that?
Means means that we have given a for div element we have given a visibility hidden, then that element will disappear, but the space or the blank page will be there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah. Can you please tell me, Rishikesh, what is display inline and display block?
Yes. Display block means we are showing the content, and display inline means we'll take all the content in inline.
Yeah, what is difference between display inline and display block? That is
Showing
only
the
one difference you are saying?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, no
No
worries.
problem.
Yes, sir.
So let's
Yeah,
ask some JavaScript question, right? Amol, or
Yes, sir.
do you want to
Yes.
ask any more
yeah.
HTML, CSS? Yeah.
Yes. Before that, I would like to ask one last question for the HTML. Yeah. Uh, do you know anchor tag, Rishikesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is that? Means
Yes, sir. I know
for
anchor
which
tag.
purpose we use anchor tag?
uh, Going to the another web page or another link will for hyperlinks it is used
Okay.
anchor tag.
Let's say suppose you have provided one link, means like you have written one anchor tag, and inside that one link is there, and I want to open that link in a new tab. So means can we do that, and if yes, how to do that?
Yes, for that there is a one attribute called target. So we'll define that target attribute, and inside that we'll use uh, blank dash means underscore blank, and if we'll give that attribute to the anchor tag, it will open when we will click on that link, it will open a new window.
Okay, right.
So
Yes.
related to this question, I would like to ask you that if we define anchor tag, so there is by default an underline, right? There is an hyperlink.
Yes,
When you create an hyperlink, there
yes,
is an
yes,
underline, and I want to
yes,
remove that
yes,
hyperlink, underline. Sorry. Then what
yes.
should I use? What property of CSS should you use?
We will use for that anchor tag text decoration is none. This property is used to remove the underline.
Okay, cool. So let's ask few JavaScript questions right now. So my first question will be, what do you mean by null in JavaScript?
In JavaScript, null means nothing, and it is an object in JavaScript. The object, the data type of null is an object, and it is used for the conditions, checking the conditions. Basically, there is uh, if you want a value to be not get initialized with undefined, then we can assign it to the null, and we can declare that.
Okay.
So this is null.
So have you used break and continue statements in JS?
Break and continue.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Have you
yes.
used it?
Means
Okay. So can you explain
yes,
it?
yes. So when we use a break statement for switch cases, basically it is used for mainly switch cases. So when we use it, it will break the condition when it is true. When we the switch case is executes, it will be breaks that condition and goes to the next. And if we use continue, then the code is not get executed. It will directly get shifted to the means it will not. If we have to use a if condition and there is nothing inside that, so we can use their continue and we'll execute the remaining code.
What are the different types of errors in JavaScript?
In JavaScript, there are runtime errors, and one is syntactical error too. And yes, two types of errors are there in JavaScript.
What are the names?
Runtime errors and syntactical errors, syntax errors.
Okay. What is the difference between JavaScript and Jscript?
Uh, Forgot, sir. Sorry.
Okay, no issues. There is not much difference. Actually, JavaScript is developed by Netscape and Jscript is by Microsoft. So that is the only difference that we have.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, Rushikesh, if I say define a JavaScript using only 4 words, so how you will define?
Yes. At first, JavaScript is a interpreted language. JavaScript is an object-oriented language. JavaScript is used. JavaScript is a scripting language used for client side as well as server side. And fourth one is the JavaScript is a dynamically typed language.
Yeah, you are right, but actually these are like more than 50 words. I said only 4 words.
Sir.
Okay, let it be.
Okay,
No
sir.
worries. So, do you know first class function in JavaScript?
Yes, I know first class function in JavaScript.
Yeah, can you please tell me what is
Yes,
first class function?
yes, yes, sir. The function is used as an expression or value is called a first class function.
Okay.
Means it is used as
Yeah.
value.
Can you please write an example? Means like, can you please explain me with using
Yes, yes,
example?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. We can assign a function to a variable. Suppose let x is equals to, we'll yeah, there we will assign a function parenthesis and inside curly braces we'll write a code and we'll close that and we'll call that function by using variable name.
Okay.
So here, yes, sir.
Yeah, got it. Suppose let's say I say to you like write a first class function for console.log function. How you will write?
If
Write it in chat and send that code to me.
so a laptop would turn off.
Okay, orally you can tell me.
Current is not there from morning. So yes. So just I will declare a variable name where cl or c is equals to console.log and I will call that by using cl.
And what about the curly
Yeah,
braces, round braces
yes,
after console.log? Do we
yes,
need?
I will. Yes, I will give it to the variable name cl. When I am calling that function, I will give it there.
Yeah, right.
Yes, this is.
Yeah, Deep, you
Okay.
if you have any question, you can ask.
I will ask the final question from my side. What is
Yes, sir.
namespacing in JavaScript and how is it used?
Namespacing in JavaScript. 1 minute, sir.
Have you used namespacing?
Hello, sir.
Have you used namespacing while you were working on JavaScript?
Yes, sir. I use, but I'm not really.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was my final question. Amol, do you have any question from yourself?
Yeah. What is a function in JavaScript, and what is reason behind we will use function in JavaScript?
Yes, sir. Basically, function is used for code reusability, and that's the main purpose of function. So,
Okay. Do you know dry? Dry keyword is there. DRY, capital DRY.
no, sir.
Yeah, actually dry means do not repeat yourself. That is used for the function. Means that is means aim of using a function. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to ask one last question. Uh, Rishikesh, suppose if I send you one code, then you are able to see it on your
Answer.
mobile, right? Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I will send you one code. Then you have to just tell me the output.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have sent it over chat. Please look into that and tell me the answer.
Not a number. Not a number. I think not a number, and type is undefined. Object.
You are saying like console.log of subtraction means sub variable is not a number.
NN.
How NN?
Because it is a string there.
Means let's say if I am doing subtraction of two strings, let's say 10 and 20, then it will give not a number. Like that you are saying.
Yes. Yes.
And what about the if I say do the subtraction of a and c variable, then in that case what will be the output?
I think so. First one answer is a 10, and second one answer is a not a number. Yeah, as you said, where A and C.
Are you sure? Because you are saying I think means I guess in
Yes, yes.
programming language it
Because
doesn't work, I think.
okay, no, sir. In here, I think it will work. The first case.
Means you mean to say answer will be 10,
Yes.
right? And what will be the type of that?
Number.
Okay. And if I say a subtraction of a and c, what will be the output and what will be the type
Not
of that?
that. Not a number, and object is the type.
And what will be the type, you say?
Object.
Object. Okay,
Yes.
your answer is correct, but type is not correct.
Okay, undefined. Type is undefined.
No, it is defined only. How undefined? Actually, type is NaN, not a number. Yeah, that's it from my side. Deep, I'm done with my
Okay.
questions.
Okay. So with that, we come to the end of today's interview. It was lovely meeting you, Rishikesh, once again on our second mock interview session. And definitely we'll be sharing the feedbacks as well very soon. So if you have got any question, then you can ask.
Yes, sir. Just only give me the any suggestions that I can be improve in next round or for my
Absolutely.
next interview.
Absolutely. So the suggestion that I would like to give is to use short sentences while describing anything. Means if a question is asked Just try to be precise and with few words try to give your correct answer instead of looping here and there, because many of your answers were correct. However, the sentences that you were framing, it was going very long and it was not making any sense at the end. So
It,
people might lose interest after asking a question to you. Okay, that is one thing. So technically, try to read the things more theoretically. Practically, we are aware that you are doing well. However, theoretically, you still need to work on that. So that is one area
yes, sir. Means,
I would like you to work on. Yes.
so,
So
okay.
yes, this will be my
I didn't
feedback.
study CSS that much. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving your feedback. I didn't study CSS that much, so uh,
Right.
so
So
I want to work on
yes,
that. Okay. And for next
yes.
interview, I will make you sure I will work on that. Yes, sir.
Yes, there is much improvement from the
Yes,
first interview for sure, but you will be in a
yes,
better
sir.
position in your future
Yes,
interviews.
sir.
Yes. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amol, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, dear
Thank you.
sir.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.